The next two categories here are overrated and underrated for 2019. So I'll start with the overrated for 2019. I have a very good feeling that a lot of people think of this wrestler and this character as overrated right now, especially put in the position that he's at. And he is kind of responsible for kind of the draw or the lackluster draw that the summer of 2019 had for WWE, especially the Raw brand. Baron Corbin, I think, is one of the most overrated wrestlers in WWE right now and across the wrestling world in 2019. Especially with them throwing the King of the Ring on him. I mean, I understand they have to do something, but just bland. And I don't know what they were trying to do with him, trying to get with him with this and that stuff, but you know, you got a guy that looks like a douchebag walking out to the ring and acting like a douchebag. You're gonna turn off the TV because he's, oh dude, this is a douchebag waiter from TGI Fridays or something like that, you know. So and underrated for this year that I got, just thinking off the top of my head, who really doesn't get much love and deserves a lot of love out there on the wrestling scene and that stuff. I'd have to go with, you know, I think honestly, just because of the promotion that he's in and everything, but I think a lot of people are going to see more of him in 2020 is Nick Aldis. I think that just him being the NWA champion and that stuff, and I think he's vastly underrated with what he does. I think he is just he's amazing, and now with this heel turn and that stuff, and starting his own faction, the Strictly Business faction in NWA and that stuff, I think he is probably the most underrated talent in North America right now for what he is, which is a world champion. So, you know, it's along the lines where, you know, you take my pick for most overrated and underrated, and if you were to swap them in promotions and that stuff, if you were to take Aldis and put him in WWE and you take Corbin and put him down in NWA, I think it probably would benefit both brands if they did that, you know? So it's wild.
For myself, I'm going to pick the most overrated as the WWE Universal Champion for most of the year, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
He just hasn't had great programs, and people just... He was hot to start the year, and people just got against him, even though he was playing the babyface, which is never a good thing. Most underrated, for me, is the one who keeps getting extensions on his contract until recently, Luke Harper.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, there's rumblings now and that stuff. If you've taken a look at Twitter recently as we record this, that he was at a minor league hockey game for one of those quote unquote wrestling nights, booked alongside Sammy Guevara of AEW. So, you know, let the rumblings commence there. Maybe Harper, Brody Lee, whatever, makes his way to AEW sometime in 2020. But
I think we will see him again as Brody Lee very soon. Just not till March, probably.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Because that's when his no-compete is over. For a guy who really wanted to wrestle and being told, we got nothing for you, we got nothing for you, we got nothing for you all year, I can understand how frustrated he is.
Yeah, exactly. I think that that's a guy that... I mentioned on Twitter, you sign him to New Japan, you book him like Bruiser Brody, and I think the Japanese fans just go nuts over him, for sure. Put him in a ring with Archer, and just have them just beat the heck out of each other.
Would you like to see Harper and Suzuki?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Suzuki? That'd be fun. Harper and Suzuki would be great. Harper Moxley, of course. They had some great matches in WWE and so on, so that'd be great, so...